All right, welcome back. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to create a resume. So creating a compelling resume can significantly impact your job search. It's an opportunity to showcase your skills, experiences, and accomplishments to potential employers. So overall, this resume represents you when you're not there. It quantifies your accomplishments. It clearly states your abilities. It shows your command of written word. How do you write? Do you write well? Do you write not so well? It creates talking points for a future interview and provides your worth to your past employers, and it demonstrates what you can do for your future employers. So, what's the purpose? Well, overall, it showcases your qualifications. A resume presents an overview of your professional background, helping employers evaluate the suitability for your role. Do you fit the role you're applying for, and do you fit the personality type, the education type that the employer desires? Resumes can secure job interviews. Overall, its purpose is to capture the attention of hiring managers and compel them to invite you in for an interview. If someone looks at your resume, it's interesting, it's clean, it's detailed, and it tells them exactly what they need to know about you, you're more likely to get an interview. And a lot of times, this resume is the first thing a employer will see and learn about you. So it creates that positive first impression. A well-crafted resume can make a positive first impression and improve your chances of getting hired. The first step in getting hired is getting in the door. So that resume is your key to the door to get you inside for the interview to have a potential to compete for a position. So what are the key components of a resume? Well, you have your contact information, your professional summary. You guys may never heard of a professional summary, but we're going to get into that. And overall, your work experience. So in your contact information, you include your full government name, not your nickname, your government name, a working phone number, email address, and a location to provide easy access for potential employers. Your professional summary. It gives a brief overview of your career and highlights your most valuable skills and experiences. In your work experiences, you need to detail your professional background, including job titles, dates, company names, and key responsibilities. So what's important in the contact information section is you need to use a professional email that includes your name. So first initial, last name. You need to not use your Fortnite gamer tags. Use something very generic. Use something very normal that is not in any shape or form going to confuse a potential employer. Your phone number, give them your cell phone or a working home number, a number where they will actually reach you. Employers like to talk to you on the phone before they hire you. So give them a number so they can do that. And your home address, this is very, very important. Employers need to know where you live. If they want a local employee, you need to include your local address. And if you aren't local, don't let that deter you. Just make sure it's a talking point for your interview, saying you have reliable transportation. So in your professional summary, there's two sections, essentially. You have your highlights and objective statement. Your highlights summarizes your key accomplishments and unique skills that make you stand out. And in your objective statements, this is where you need to consider including a career objective that aligns with the job you're applying for. So, what do you want to accomplish by working in that position? Will the position within the company that you're applying for be a stepping stone or a bridge into your overall career objectives or even your own personal objectives? So, work experience. Three things: job descriptions, relevant art achievements, and dates and company details. So this job description details your roles and responsibilities for each position you held, emphasizing accomplishments and contributions. Relevant achievements showcases specific achievements at your job, such as successful projects, increased sales, or awards received. What did you do well and what were you recognized for? Those are your achievements. And dates and company details. Included dates of employment. So it doesn't have to be specific date, but it needs to be the month, year to month, year. So let's say you started in August of 2023 and you're still there, you put August 2023 to present. Or if you, let's say you ended at the end of the year, you're going to put August 2023 to December 2023. Uh, this should be broken down by company, or it could be broken down by position. So education and certifications. So degree details include the name of the institution in which you got your degree, the degree that you earned, and when you graduated, or the years that you attended. Within that, you need to include your GPA and any honors. So highlight any academic honors, awards, or scholarships received. GPA is very important, but if you were, say, summa cum laude when you graduated, you need to include that. And if you were in a honor societies or anything academics, maybe you got a big scholarship while you're in high school, you need to include that. And lastly, certification and training. List relevant certifications, licenses, and professional development courses completed. A lot of you guys are vocational, so include that you got your OSHA 10 certificate or certification in the card. That is very, very, very important to employers. They like seeing that. Skills and qualifications. Well, we have two different types of skills and one type of qualification. You have technical skills and soft skills and licenses. So technical skills, list any technical skills relevant to your targeted industry or position. If let's say you're going to marketing, you'd want to include Google, Adobe Premiere, Adobe Photoshop, like any types of technology you use. If you're in auto mechanics, you might want to include, you know how to use the Hunt software for aligning cars. Or if you're in allied health, maybe the health customer system you use to archive data. Soft skills. This is your interpersonal skills, your communication abilities, leadership qualities, and other soft skills important for the role. Don't lie about your soft skills. Keep them keep them realistic and keep them personal to you. Don't make stuff up. Make sure if you say you are a good public speaker, that you are actually a good public speaker. The licenses specify any professional licenses or specialized certifications that you hold. So if you're working in childcare and you have your Pennsylvania federal and FBI clearances for working with children as a volunteer, include that. And like I said previously, your OSHA stuff, you're going to want to include that in your licenses. Or if you were allowed to work with special machines, if you were in welding, if you and you were certified in TIG welding, this is where you include that. So additional sections that you can include: projects, volunteer work. Once again, the licenses. I'm really harping on these licenses because they're very important. But in projects, highlight specific projects or and significant projects or initiatives that you have led, including the outcomes of your contributions. So Interact Club, if you're doing the uh, JHS Christmas and you helped 500 kids, you want to include that. Volunteer work. Include volunteer experiences, emphasizing the skills and impact gained from these opportunities. What kind of project was it? Who'd you work with? And what was the positive benefit? And once again, licenses. Specify any professional license or specialized certification that you hold. I highly recommend including licenses if you haven't picked up on that thus far. So some final tips and recommendations. Professional proofreading. You need to check your resume for spelling, grammar, and formatting errors to ensure a polished final document. You will be judged based on how you write on this resume. Everyone says, we don't judge based on that, but you do. You will be judged, and you may not like the outcome if you're spelling stuff wrong, or the formatting's bad, or if things aren't clean. Customizations, tailor your resume to each job application, highlighting the most relevant experiences and skills for the specific role. If I'm hiring a person for a marketing position, I want a fun, interactive resume. I want colors. I want creativity. I want your resume to tell me, hey, this person knows how to design. they already know marketing because they have their resume. It's beautiful. And if you're going for these different positions, you need to make sure that the information that is most important is easy to find and easy to see. So when these employers look at your resumes, they can say, this person knows what's important within this field. I want to learn more about them. And most importantly, you got to review and get feedback. Solicit feedback from trusted colleagues, mentors, or professional resume writers to improve to improve your resumes. So that's me. So if you need help with your resume, I'm here for you. It's my job. It's why we're focusing on this. That's why we are taking time out of our class to do resume writing. So some facts here. Let's get into some facts of why this is important. In under 5 minutes time it takes for most companies to decide to reject a candidate or move him or her forward. In 5 minutes, a person will decide if you made a cut or if you did not make the cut. 90% of surveyed companies said they sometimes or always find inaccuracies or batches of resumes. So if you're giving out data that just doesn't make sense, then you will be caught on it. These are people that work in the field all day, every day. They know what's a lie. So don't try to trick them. Just be honest. If you say you've had 15 years experience and you're 18 years old, you didn't start working when you're 3. And this statistic here, 93% said resume errors sometimes or always negatively impact your decision to interview a candidate. The reason this is so critical is if you can't show that you took time to make your resume perfect, then why should they pay you to not do a perfect job? If you can't do it on your own resume to get the job, then why should they give you the job? In the next video, we're gonna be talking about cover letters. When you don't submit a cover letter that hurts you, and 22% say it looks like a mistake whenever someone doesn't include a cover letter, meaning that maybe they just accidentally submitted their information. So you want an advantage? Put things in chronological order, keep it organized with bullet points, and use industry-specific language. So if you're telling me that you do MIG, TIG, and stick welding, I need to know the true names for those types of welding. So if you're telling me that you draw blood, I don't want you to say drew blood at Kalma Hospital from this date to this date. I need you to tell me Kalma Hospital is where I work and I did phlebotomy. 87% say that you should tailor, and it's very important to tailor each resume to each specific job. Some jobs set different requirements and their companies value different things. You want to speak to that company. You want your resume to talk for you when you read it. But you guys can read through the rest of this. I'll have it posted on the site. Um, and we'll be getting into some more professionalism of interviewing. But for now, this is what I have for you. Go back on the classroom site, my Google site, and then go on Schoology. There's a template, and your assignment for today is to spend the rest of class making a resume, starting your resume. That template I put in there is kind of a medium in the lines kind of resume. It could be a little bit creative, but it's still very professional. Uh, Try and work with that template, change it up, make it you, make that resume identify yourself. That resume should profile you and have you down to a T. When I look at your resumes and grade them, I should look at it and say, man, this really represents you. So if you have any questions, come see me. Come to my room, stick around after class. I'm more than willing to help you. Send me emails, Google chats, whatever you need to do to get a hold of me. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Thank you for stopping in today. Check out this video. Good luck on your resumes. And next we'll be covering cover letters.